Hi everybody, I'm Jason with Ag Spray Equipment, and we are at Big Iron currently. And one of the things that we wanted to do today is to give you an opportunity to see some of the things that we had in our booth here at Big Iron in case you were not able to make it out to the show. So we'll get started with our 42-foot Neville-built trailer. Now this trailer is equipped with dual 3210 tanks on it. They are fully drainable with the center sump there. We set this up as a show unit so it could display just some of the items that you may want to put on your trailer when you get it. Now this one is 42 feet as I mentioned, but you can get this in a 48-foot trailer if you needed a longer setup, or you could also get it in a 40-foot trailer if needed. We do have our 3-inch high flow series pump with a 13-horse Honda engine on it. We plumbed this up 3-inch since a lot of our customers in the North Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, South Dakota area are typically going with 3-inch. We've got two of our STS systems here. Those have got 3-inch Venturis on them. And of course, they're on the pressure side of the pump. So you are not running any chemical through that pump, just out and through our hose reel here. This is our Easy Pro 3-inch hose reel. We do have this nice little safety bump handle on it, which is kind of nice to grab and pull around when you need to move this thing around a little bit. Of course, the hose reel is equipped with a battery terminal there, so it is an electric unwind and wind up machine as well. We've got our 2-inch out here, as well as a couple other versions of our high flow pumps. These are 10. This is a 10-horse 10-horse single phase setup, and this is a 5-horse single phase setup, 2-inch and 3-inch here. So we got a couple of our pumps out here, and really we tried to set up our booth this year to give a good display and a good overall look at a lot of different products that we offer. For instance, we do carry anhydrous trailers. We've got our anhydrous trailer out here. This one is set up to carry either dual 1,000 gallon tanks or dual 1450 tanks. Kind of on the lawn and garden side, we'll walk over into this area, one of our more traditional setups, and yet a great seller for us. We've got a lot of these across the countryside. This, of course, being 150-gallon 3-point, 28-foot boom, and we do have the electric controller on it. This does have the T-Jet 744A controller that comes with it. It's set up with 3-section control. Just a really nice setup for anybody that's looking for that mid-size lawn and garden 3-point, to cover some acres. We do have a new unit here that we are displaying at the show, and this is a 105-gallon Pro UTV setup. The Pro UTV setup, as I mentioned, is kind of a new iteration of some of our other products that we have got, and this is a great setup for anybody maybe with a larger UTV setup, or even the back of a pickup lawn and garden setup. You can use this commercially or personally. Like I said, this is a 105-gallon setup. It does have a 5.3 gallon per minute electric pump, I should say, and we do have a newer style boom on it. So that 12-volt electric has enough gumption, enough output, if you will, to power this boom. You can set this up in 3 sections, okay? So we've got a center section that you're able to spray out of with those 4 tips, and then we've got an outer section for a boom buster tip, and another outer section with that boom buster tip. Now the great thing about this setup with the manual is if you are sitting in your UTV, so picture yourself sitting in your nice pretty new UTV there, or your 12-year-old unit, whatever it may be, you've got this swing arm on it, and this swing arm works really nice where you can fold this thing back when you're in transport mode, head on down the road, not have to worry about it. But then as soon as you want to start spraying, you pull this up. It's going to sit there right next to the side of your cab, and you're going to be able to turn on and turn off sections right there, or adjust your pressure so that you can have a larger output of everything that you're trying to do. So this is a really fantastic setup. It is new to us, and if this is something that you're wanting to get for this fall or next spring, I would suggest talking to your local Ag Spray Equipment rep and getting that order on right now. We've got our traditional 15-gallon trailer sprayer with 2 nozzle boom setup on it. We've got our Pasture blaster here. This is a 300-gallon tank with a PTO pump. We do have the manual control arm on, or manual control section on it, so we can spray with this one, just left, just right, or both of them on. at the same time. Of course, your pressure adjustment here and everything on this manual setup. We do have that 22-inch Pro Series hand wand on there as well. And we did equip this one with a side step on it as well. Going up here again, our Pasture blaster is set up with just the boomless nozzles on it. Real nice spray pattern, especially if you got some pasture land that you've got to get out over. You can get really good distance with this, and this is something, once again, you know, if you were interested in this, I would talk to your local ag spray rep to get going on it. One feature we don't talk about, you know, a lot on this is this axle setup. You know, the axle on here is actually adjustable, and you are able to slide that axle out if you need to accommodate a different row spacing or have a little wider setup on it. Quickly moving around to a few other of our products that we've got. Of course, our 45-gallon and our 65-gallon UTV setups, 7 nozzle boom and 5 nozzle boom here. We get more over into the liquid side of things, and we have got our triple cone and double cone setups here that we have a ton of these across the countryside. The triple cone here is set up with a 3-inch input line on it and 3-inch output. So we call this 3x3. Of course, we got our high flow pump on it. 3-inch input line, go into that 3-inch output line. 3,000 gallon cone bottom tanks, fully drainable. This is a great setup for anybody moving around liquid fertilizer or needing to have, you know, a lot of water out at your field for spraying, or have a lot of liquid fertilizer out at your field for spraying. You're able to just come right around the back of one of these, tender right into it with a 3-inch input. That is kind of the most common size that we do, is this 3-inch input line here. You know, a lot of guys will go 3x2 as we call it, where their output's going to be 2-inch going to their sprayer, and that's what we've got equipped on this double cone here, is a 2-inch output line with our 2-inch ag spray high flow pump. So just again, another nice little setup there that we have got for, you know, the farmer that is kind of looking for a little bit of better way to move some liquid around or have liquid on hand. This is a really nice setup here. And we do call this a Pro UTV for a reason. It is a real nice looking professional UTV. If you've got to do some serious spraying in small spaces, you can do that with this unit. This is our 65-gallon model of the one we showed you over there, the 105-gallon model. This is about as maxed out as you can get with this thing. I mean, you've got a 65-gallon tank. Really, about the only upgrade still possible on this would be to do the 105-gallon tank. This has got an electric fold boom on it, so you're able to hit your controller here and fold these booms out automatically. You don't even have to get out of the cab to do that. This is set up with a centrifugal pump from Ace, real nice Ace pump, and of course we've got that Honda engine on there to help power it. This is split into 3 sections, as you can tell, middle, left, and right on each one of these. And of course you've got your pressure adjustment, your pressure control valve right up here too. So you are also able to control your agitation and your handgun here as well. This is a beautiful unit, something new for 2021, 2022. If you are looking to get one of these for spring, I highly suggest, and this is not me just being a salesperson, I highly suggest getting one of these on order. We've already got orders coming in for them, a lot of people that want them, and I would definitely tell you to get in line if you wanted to get one of these. Again, just a real fantastic unit, well built. You got a real solid metal frame on it. And really, I think one of the best selling points on this is the fact that when you go to unload this thing, we've got fork pockets built right into it. So it is a little heavier, obviously, than just the traditional poly setup that we've got over here. You know, 2 guys can pull that out. This guy, if you've got forks, you can go right in there, pull that thing out, and get her to go. Real nice Pro Series boom, PX boom, I should say, on this. The PX boom, as you can tell, a little bit more durable. You got a nice tip protectant here to where if you hit anything, it's not going to get through there and bust your tip off. We could talk more about these in other videos, but just a quick overview on of one of the newest units that we have got here at Ag Spray. Get in some of our other units. We got our 1,320 gallon extended cone bottom trailer. The other one that we've got over here is our 1610 extended elliptical trailer. We've plumbed this one up with 3-inch bottom load recirculation. We've got a 3-inch poly banjo pump on this with a 6.5 horse Honda engine. That 3-inch recirculation valve right up here. And of course, we've got the bottom load on this as well, to where you can come to the side, open up your valve, and you're going to be loading right through the bottom here, right into the tank, and not having to put that through the pump. If you do want to suck off of another trailer or suck off of a tank that's stationary and sitting there, you are able to do that with this bottom load recirculation setup. You just simply plug into here. You have your tank without a pump over there. You make sure you get your hose primed, and then you're able to just turn this valve on and load your tank that way. Again, we've got other videos online on how to do that, but again, a nice setup, 1,610 gallon extended trailer. You can of course get fenders on this as well. You can of course do lights and brakes in our DOT version. We would call this our ag trailer version. Moving around to a couple other items that we've got here. I don't want to keep you too long. We have got our 55 gallon 3-point with 7 nozzle boom, manual controls, and our 22-inch Pro Series hand wand. A real nice setup here. I say that a lot. It's a real nice setup. What else can I say? You know, you've got your manual off and on and pressure adjustment right here as well. And of course, we got that roller pump on there as well. And last but not least, we get over here to a couple other items. We do have our tote set up with a Dura pump and Dura meter on it, to where you can automatically batch things out. And then of course, this setup here is going to be our 1,320 gallon cone bottom. This 1320 cone bottom is set up with what we would call a 2-inch bottom load recirculation. Again, you can load through the 2-inch valve in the side and load in through the bottom there if need be. Additionally, you got your recirculation valve up there. 1320 cone bottom unit here, fenders, lights, the whole shebang, 2 5/16 ball hitch over here. We've got a lot of these across the countryside. We do have them available if it is something that you're looking at. And something special for our folks up north here at Big Iron. Of course, in North Dakota, we do a lot of dry fertilizer, and we are a featured dealer of Loftness spreaders. We've got a 12-ton Loftness spreader here. This one is set up with a single section control, the 710 R38 tires on here. It is also set up with a 37-pin Raven harness. That means that you are able to do variable rate on this machine. We would need to set you up with a controller or an ISO box in order for you to do that. Dual spinners here, where you can expand and potentially do dual section control. All you have to do right now is set up for single section control running off this motor. You basically can replicate that motor, move it over here, and then you're doing 2-section control. So if you've got to have a slightly different rate going this way, or you need to shut this section off because you're on a fence line or something like that, you're able to do it. Again, 12-ton spreader from Loftness. Appreciate you joining our Big Iron breakdown video of all the things that we've got here. We've got a few other items back there in the tent, but you can always go online and check those out. Thanks again for joining us. Sorry you weren't able to make it out here to Big Iron to see some of these products, but as always, if you've got any questions on these or any of the products that are offered in any of the areas around the country where we've got a location, feel free to reach out to any one of our locations or see us online at agspray.com.